More and more and more movies, ladies and gentlemen. The next movie I'm going to talk to you about is called 21 Bridges, the second last film of the late Chadwick Boseman's career, who he just died like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it's one of his better ones. I liked it. 21 Bridges. It's a good police film about police corruption. And I gotta say, Sienna Miller's in this, and she's pretty good. But Taylor Kitsch does a great job as a thief who steals drugs from a bank that I can't really give it away. But he finds out there's more money than what he was told about. Let's put it that way. And that movie is called 21 Bridges. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that I don't overdo it. Okay, next one, there is a serial killer killing women and leaving their heads on the top of snowmen, called The Snowman. A really good thriller with Michael Fassbender and, of course, Rebecca Ferguson. I liked it. It's violent, and it's very well done. Next, of course, is this is the opening sequence you can never forget. You see Michael Fassbender and having sex with Penelope Cruz and going down on her. And you see the expression on Penelope Cruz's face. Fucking amazing scene. And then, of course, the scene where the road goes around Brad Pitt's head, Brad Pitt's neck, and turns his head off. There's so many good scenes in this movie. You got great actors doing some really good work. And of course, Cameron Diaz is hot in this movie. Goddamn hot. So is Penelope Cruz. Michael Fassbender is terrific in this film, as is Javier Bardem and Brad Pitt in cameos. And Ruben Blades is terrific as a drug lord. I like this film. It has both the extended cut and the director's cut. Extended director's cut and the theatrical cut. It's called Counselor. Next is, of course, the sequel, the side story to Harley Quinn, called Birds of Prey, with Neil McGregor as Black Mask. Now, this is a fun movie to watch. I had to rewatch it again sober because I was watching when I was drunk. I liked it. And I had to go from Black Christmas and Die Hard, Live Free or Die Hard. It also has, what's his name? Lenny Kravitz's daughter, Zoe Kravitz, in this movie too. It's a good movie. Birds of Prey. Margot Robbie steals the film again. Oh, it came out in 1976. It's a classic. A young girl being bullied in high school, but she has special powers. A Stephen King classic. And of course, it's 44 years old. With John Travolta, Nancy Allen, and of course, Sissy Spacek in the movie called Carrie. The classic Carrie. And P.B. Laurie plays her mother. That is a good movie. Next is another classic from 2002-2003 about a young girl who gets bitten by a werewolf and becomes a werewolf, and her best friend has to find a way to kill her. To kill the werewolf and her friend at the same time. And the movie, of course, has a very sexy Katharine Isabelle in the movie called Ginger Snaps. Yes, they did Ginger Snaps 2, 3, 4, and 5. Who gives a fuck about those ones? This is the one to see. Ginger Snaps. Katharine Isabelle. Very good movie. And it's Canadian. Okay, this is a fucking movie. It's like, you're thinking, why do you have some in your film collection? Sometimes I like chick flicks, if they're done right. This is a very romantic film. And I liked it. It kind of moved me. What happens if you get into a car accident and you crash into the water and you're supposed to be dead and you're supposed to die and drown, but lightning happens and struck you and you can't die. You have to spend the rest of your life never dying. So you outlive your children and you outlive everybody else, and you live for a very long time. And that's the movie called The Age of Adeline, Blake Lively. It also has Kathy Baker and Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is good in this movie. I liked Harrison Ford. He goes, I remember you. But how can you be? I knew a girl back when I was a young boy who just looked like you. But it couldn't be you. It's a terrific film. I liked it. Age of Adeline. Next is a film based on a true story of a guy who likes speedboats. He owns his own speedboats, but he works for the mob. And it's John Travolta in a great film called Speed Kills. Entertaining as hell. It also has Jordi Mola in this. Murray Nolasco from Prison Break. Matthew Modine in this. James Remar in this. It has a good cast. I liked it. Speed Kills. Next, of course, what happens if you have a son who's a bit autistic, and you want your two sons to learn how to protect themselves? You know, their mother is gone, but the father is a little bit weird and screwed up. So he teaches his two sons how to fire guns and how to shoot things and how to, protect and fight and learn how to defend yourself. So later on, if something happens to him, he knows his sons could defend themselves and protect themselves. What happens if both sons become hired killers? Now, Ben Affleck plays one of the sons. John Bernthal plays the second son, the brother. He plays a hitman who kills people at night, but during the day he's an accountant working for a firm. It has John Lithgow and Anna Kendrick of Pitch Perfect. It's a good movie. I liked it. It's called The Accountant. It's kind of twisted. It's from Scott Frank. Gavin O'Connor. Oh, okay, who gave us Pride and Glory. Okay, back in 2007, he became one of Hollywood's, golden boys. He was a young actor, doing really well on the big screen. His movies were doing really well. Disturbia and Transformers made him a box office movie star. And he gets a chance to make some good movies. And one of the good movies that he made, Shia LaBeouf, was Eagle Eye. I mean, what happened if you're at a bank machine and you get all this cash, and then you open your door and there's all this sort of military software to make a bomb in your house, and then the cops are coming, and you get a telephone call saying that you got 5 minutes before the cops bust you. Eagle Eye is that kind of movie. You gotta see it. It's a great action movie with what's her name? Michelle Monaghan and Billy Bob Thornton and Rosario Dawson. I liked it. This movie is a terrific film, made in the early 90s, set in the 70s, and with Colin, was it? He plays Jerry Colin, who gets falsely accused of being one of the terrorists of the Four Guilds pub that killed a lot of people in the pub, and he gets sentenced to jail. Now, in this movie, they tell you that the police at that time in the 70s had the right to keep you for a week and torture you, so to get what they want. And they falsely accused him, without realizing at the end they knew they were wrong. And even when the real terrorists, came in and told them that it was him, they choose to ignore it and send him somewhere else. So yeah, Jerry Conlon in the end persevered and became a free man after 20 years imprisonment for something he never did. And his father was imprisoned, and his aunt was in prison, and his father died. And then, in the name of the Father, it's like, I won't rest until they bring my father's name out. My father is not a guilty man. Until he says his father's name. Daniel Day-Lewis delivers an Oscar-nominated performance in this film. Pete Postlethwaite is very good. Emma Thompson's terrific. It's a mesmerizing masterpiece. Saffron Burrow has one of her early roles in this, but I liked it. It's called In the Name of the Father. He wanted to clear his father's name. The next movie is set in 1974. What happens if some hoodlums killed and raped your wife and your daughter? Your daughter survives, but your wife gets killed. And the police are trying to do everything they can, but they can't. They don't have enough evidence to put these guys away. So Charles Bronson, in the classic Death Wish, 1974, goes out revenging, killing bad people. He is a vigilante in Death Wish. And of course, there's Death Wish 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's a remake with Bruce Willis, which wasn't bad. Bruce Willis did a good job with Vincent D'Onofrio in the film. The third one isn't bad either, where he protects the old people from the hoodlums, the bad people, from the street kids. But this one is the best. It also has the film debut of course, Jeff Goldblum. Next is a couple of firemen who go to abandon a building seeking treasure, gold, and then they witness a gangland murder, which was led by Ice Cube and Ice-T. And now Ice Cube and Ice-T want to know what the hell they're doing in their territory. And of course, William Sadler kidnaps the brother of Ice-T and held the brother hostage, so they can get the gold and find a way to get out of the building alive. It's a good film. It's a good Walter Hill film. You got Bill Paxton, you got William Sadler, you got Ice-T and Ice Cube. That is a good action movie. And it's from the director of 48 Hours. Next is a sequel to Olympus Has Fallen, called London Has Fallen, with Gerard Butler, Aaron Eckhart, and Morgan Freeman. Enough said. Angela Balassi is also in this, even Melissa Leo. It's a good action movie. Oh, next is it's like playing a video game. It's a video game kind of movie, in which the viewers control the way you shoot the gun. So you can't control yourself, and you have to survive a game in which several people are going after you, trying to kill you, and you got to survive. But if you don't shoot, and they shoot at you, and the bullets hit you, you die. It's called Guns Akimbo, with Daniel Radcliffe of Harry Potter. And I gotta tell you, it is extremely violent. It's funny, it's over the top, it's a wild ride, it's entertaining, it's pretty fucked. I loved it. It's called Guns Akimbo. And next is another art piece, indie film from Angelina Jolie, about a couple played by Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt in Paris or Spain. I think it's in Spain. Who's having a nervous breakdown. The marriage is falling apart, and they're drinking too much, and they don't love each other, but they do love each other, and they're trying to find a way to work things out. Kind of makes you think about the real life Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt and what they were going through. Anyways, it's not a bad movie. First half hour takes a little long to watch. First half hour is kind of boring. Last hour and 20 minutes I kind of liked. It's called By the Sea. Not bad. And finally, one of the greatest films of the 90s about hitmen, mob bosses, their wives, thieves, and watching someone's ass, and a Christopher Walken moment. Pulp Fiction. One of the greatest films of all time. It is now 26 years old. This is a great, great film. I love this film. I mean, you got so many actors in this film, like Steve Buscemi's in this film. You got Roseanne Arquette is in this film. You got Bing Rames is in this film. You got Bruce Willis, Eric Stoltz. You got Christopher Walken. You got Bruce Willis. You got Amanda Plummer. You got Tim Roth. You got Steve Buscemi. You got Harvey Keitel. You got Uma Thurman, Samuel Jackson, John Travolta. The list goes on and on. You even got Peter Green in a great film, in a very cool scene. Peter Green's in this movie. It's Pulp Fiction, man. It's a cult classic. It's a brilliant. I think it's one of Quentin Tarantino's best and greatest achievements of all time. This is better than Jackie Brown, better than Kill Bill, better than Reservoir Dogs. I might put the that one with Samuel with Jamie Foxx right up there with this one. Just absolutely brilliant. It's called Pulp Fiction. A must see. Up there with the Inglourious Bastards and the Django Unchained. Amazing film. This is John Christie at the movies. I'll talk to you later.